too much attention to the
Hello, 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 hello. Am I live? Oh, I'm live. All right, so I'm gonna just go ahead and we're gonna get right into it. So now that I know I can do this on my phone, I'm just so outdone. And it actually works better. Oh shit. I don't, oh, it don't matter. Oh. So it took a couple of minutes for this to start. So I hope that let's get off into this. So I want to finish this up. This is Hype Select.
Something you long believed to be true but realized wasn't.
Well, as one of the main opponents of the Illuminati, I always wanted to know what information they had that we didn't.
Now, we finally have an update on the drowning death of Malcolm Jamal Warner. Now, according to ABC7, they stated that Malcolm Jamal Warner had drowned while he was on vacation in Costa Rica. Now, the article goes on to say that Warner had drowned off the coast of Costa Rica on Sunday.
Life, it's fragile, and in the blink of an eye,
You never know.
you never know. So, speaking of legacy, what do you hope that your legacy is going to be?
There is part of me that I will be able to leave this earth, knowing and people knowing that I was a good person.
So Cat Williams has been shouting it from the rooftops for years. If you don't play by Hollywood's twisted rules, especially as a black man, they'll toss you aside like yesterday's news.
Facts.
I spent,
Facts.
so much of the early part of my life listening to, being celebrated on one hand, but paying way too much attention to the naysay.
And when you look at what happened to the late Malcolm Jamal Warner, it all starts to line up real quick. Malcolm wasn't out here chasing fame. He wasn't trying to wear no dress or play the fool just to get a check. He straight up rejected roles that made black men look wild or weak.
These are the first things we saw when we pulled up to the beach. Signs in Spanish and English warning people about potentially hazardous conditions. This sign even giving a roadmap for how to escape a rip current.
And guess what? They blackballed him for it. Not because he wasn't talented, the man had skills, but because he wouldn't play the industry's little game.
Facts.
Where officials say a dangerous rip current swept away Malcolm Jamal Warner. The Cosby Show star drowning in secluded paradise on Sunday. What makes that beach so treacherous? You know, it's similar to other beaches where there are strong rip currents that are deceiving. Mike Geist helps run a volunteer lifeguard organization here. He says while no lifeguards were on duty that day, Geist's friend, who happens to be a trained lifeguard, was there to surf and discovered Warner unresponsive in the water. Costa Rica's Red Cross says they were able to rescue another man.
Now, they said they found him unresponsive in the water, but the autopsy report says he was not in the water. No water in the lungs.
Who was taken to a clinic in critical condition. Rica Jesse officials say Warner's autopsy is out.
And who is this person that they took to the hospital in critical condition? They never released a name. They never said who it was, because it wasn't his friend who he was with, nor his daughter. And he just left his daughter on the beach while he went into the water with all this human trafficking.
It was completed this morning, according to authorities, Tom, and they say that it confirmed that Warner's drowning death was, in fact, an accident. And now that he's gone, all of a sudden the media can't stop calling him a legend, like they just discovered his greatness. Celebs out here posting tributes, acting like they always had his back. But where was all this love when he was grinding in silence? Where was the praise when he was choosing dignity over dollar signs? This ain't just about clout-chasing theories. This is a pattern, a system. And Cat Williams has been calling it out for years. He warned everyone how Hollywood treats the ones who say, nah, I'm good to the bull.
Even before conception, we were very clear on having it. And I knew that I needed a girl first to kind of ease me into it, because I have a pretty good idea of what kind of father I would be. So I needed a girl to kind of, slow me down and warm, soften me up, if you will. So for me, raising my daughter, I came into fatherhood already with a certain maturity and certain understanding of male-female dynamics. And with a girl, all of that starts with the father. So I've always, since I literally pulled her out of my wife.
So let's get into it. What was Kat really exposing? What did Malcolm actually stand for? Malcolm Jamal Warner, the face we all knew as Theo Huxtable from The Cosby Show, passed away suddenly on July 20th, 2025, and the whole world is still in shock.
Some of us make choices. I think it's not the biggest choice for others. I'm saying, at the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress, because of the long line of dress wearing people before him. So
Facts.
We were at Mama's house 1, 2, and 3. I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we taking on point on Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next. Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them. Nobody likes them.
Facts. Look at Trump.
We all love Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. Dave Chappelle has never been a part of the Illuminati. They don't want him or me or people like us.
He was on a peaceful family vacation in Limon, Costa Rica, swimming with his 8-year-old daughter when everything took a tragic turn. They got swept up in a brutal rip current, the kind that beach is notoriously known for. No lifeguards were on duty that day. Why? Because resources had been moved to other beaches after a string of recent accidents. And this one should have never happened.
There has never been a person that has been parodied 9 times on Saturday Night Live and yet never been invited other than me. I, at this point, take it as a badge of honor that they don't fuck with me. A lot of times when people are doing an impression of you, they're really showing you how they feel about you. You know what I mean? So for Saturday Night Live to have an impression of me and have a woman do that, means they think I'm a bitch.
Right.
And I understand that that's what they're saying when they do that. Mm-hmm. I understand how the game goes, and I understand that if you love me, I know why you do. And if you don't with me, I understand why.
Two local surfers saw them struggling. It's one raced to save the daughter and managed to pull her to safety. The other paddled out to help Malcolm. But by the time emergency teams arrived, it was too late. He was unresponsive.
It is so many different stories, and this is how you know that they lying. Oh my God, don't tell me. It done moved as usual. Luckily, I ain't got that far to go back. You can't make this shit up. So what y'all think? Oh, what I'm doing here, let me do this one. Oh, yeah. We going to my girl, Fame versus Sacrifice. Here we go. This is my girl, Fame versus Sacrifice.
Somebody look at your neighbor and say she finna bring it tonight. I said somebody look at your neighbor and say she finna bring it tonight. And if you ain't got a neighbor, look at yourself and say she finna bring it to fuck a night. Oh, we gonna jump right into it, because that's how we do it over here. I ain't gonna stay here too long tonight, y'all. But folks been asking me. I said, so, madam, what that sister showed you about that Malcolm Jamal Warner situation? I'm gonna first give y'all some background information. And then I'm gonna show y'all what that sister showed me on this right here. Come on, let's do it. We jumped right into it. Malcolm was born on August 18th in 1970.
Oh, he was a
He
Leo.
was born in Jersey City, New Jersey. He was named after Malcolm X. Everybody know who Malcolm X is. And the legendary jazz pianist, Ahmad Jamal. Malcolm was raised by his mother, Pamela Warner.
I'm gonna let this play.
And they later moved to California, where Malcolm became interested in acting. He said, shit, he said, Mama, I want to act. It's something about acting that I like. And I think that I can really be a good actor if I get into it. He already knew he was going to be an actor at a young age. He attended Angeles Mesa Elementary School in Los Angeles, California. And he graduated from Professional Children's School in New York City. Later, Malcolm, he began to live his childhood dream of acting. After appearances on television shows, such as Matt Houston, Fame, and Call to Glory, Malcolm landed his most successful role as Theo Huxtable.
Theo Huxtable.
The only son of Heathcliff Huxtable, was played by Bill Cosby on the NBC sitcom, The Cosby Show.
Oh,
y'all know about that right there? Everybody used to, most people used to watch The Cosby Show back in the day. And that show ran
here you are.
From 1984 to 1992.
Dior.
Malcolm, he guest starred in an episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And he also starred in other sitcoms and movies, such as Malcolm and Eddie, Fool's Gold, and the list goes on and on. Malcolm, He didn't only act, but he was also a director. Some people didn't know that he was a director. I didn't know that. They thought that he was acting and things of that nature. He directed New Edition's Heartbreak. The rapper Special Ed's I'm the Magnificent. All that. Starring Keenan and King, etc., etc. He was also into music and spoken word. Malcolm was a rich and famous actor. He was able to live out his dream. And almost everybody knew who Malcolm Jamal Warner was. He definitely left his footprint in the industry. We fast forward to today, and the news report said that Malcolm was caught in a strong current, and he ended up drowning and dying. That's what they told us. And he was pronounced dead at the scene. That's what the news reports told us, my people. But folks asked me, and they said, so, madam, what ancestors showed you about this situation right here? Because something ain't adding up. Facts. Something just don't seem to be right. And ancestors told me, they said, boo her to the shitika. I said, boo her to the shitika. They said this was a long, planned out setup. And we can't believe everything that we're being told by the news. Facts. Ancestors said, Malcolm Jamal Warner, he said he was another chosen sacrificial lamb. Now, I done told y'all before, it's some celebrities in the game that give up the blood sacrifices, and it's some that become the blood sacrifice. Remember that. Facts. Right there. So don't everybody sell out. Everybody is not a sellout. Facts. I also told y'all that some celebrities who be acting in these popular TV sitcoms, TV series, reality shows, etc. They be later, some of them, offered up as the chosen sacrificial lambs. Facts. Pay attention. Open up your eyes and pay attention. Some of y'all may remember the actress. Her name was Michelle Thomas. I said that yesterday. She played his girlfriend. Was that another Bill Cosby sacrifice? Because he did his son, Enos. Justine Phillips on the Cosby Show. Her sisters gave it to me like this. Her sister said, some folks ain't even see that she was a sacrificial lamb for that motherfucker Cosby Show. Catch that on fleek. And that rabbit hole go much more deeper. Fact. Come on, y'all. Let's talk a little bit about Malcolm. Malcolm, he was not into the sacrifice game. And sister said he wasn't into that sacrifice game. And sister said the PTB wanted Malcolm to offer up a sacrifice. They wanted him to get into that shit and offer up a sacrifice. They wanted either his mama or his child. And Malcolm wasn't going for it. Hell till the fucker could know it. I love my mama. She a bitch. I love my child. Etc. He wasn't going for it. Sister speaking to me, I'm telling y'all. And that's when they start plotting and fucking planning. Plotting and planning the fucking setup to take him the fuck out of here, y'all. Y'all know I gotta say allegedly, but I'm telling you what it is. If you get it, then you got it. And if you ain't got it, then you ain't gonna get it.
Facts.
And most of them who was around when he died, they was actors on the fucker scene. Or they was just used to make it look like his death was an accident.
Facts.
Actors on the fucker scene. Look at your neighbor or yourself and say, actors on the fucker scene. Told y'all before, we are living in a simulation.
Facts.
Huh? Give a fucker if you believe it. Oh, I got to come back with the next video. Some folks believe everything the fucker news and tell them. Everything they believe.
My daddy.
Then when they hear the truth, they don't believe it. Huh? Let's go a little bit deeper. Just a little bit. Now, weeks before Malcolm died, before he transitioned, he spoke on wanting to reclaim his narrative. He was working on a solo spoken word project, y'all.
Yup.
Called Unwritten Son. And that project would have exposed different secrets about the industry and other things that's going on in the world today. And I told y'all about different frequencies that they use in music now.
Facts.
And some of these frequencies that they're using in the music now is to dumb people down, keep them asleep, keep them, in their lower energy.
Facts.
What Malcolm was getting ready to do, y'all, Malcolm was going to use frequencies, etc. in his projects, his spoken words, different things like that, different movies he was going to even come out with to heal, to awaken, and free people. That's what he was working on. They know
Facts.
everything about you because they watch us before you even born. Huh, they know who you are. And I promise you, that rabbit hole go deeper. I ain't got to say too much. I'll say this. Pay close attention to the role that he played as Theo in a Cosby Show. They try to paint him out to be some punk ass bitch. I can go deeper on that, but I'm gonna keep it right there. Y'all know how we do it over here. Murder. By them fuckers' numbers. Malcolm, he died on July 20th, 2025. Now let's add that date up and see what the ancestors show us. 7 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 5 equal what? 18. 1 plus 8 equal what? 9. And what we do with that 9?
Flip it.
We flip it. When we flip it, we get the 6. When you look at the 9, it's a 6 anyway. This is the secret that they don't want us to see. They go to 6 right there. You flip the 9, you get the 6. They go to 6 right there. Malcolm died at age 54. 5 plus 4 equal what?
9.
9. They go another 9. What we do with that 9, what they do? Flip it, and you get a 6. And go another 6 right there, y'all. I'm showing you how they do it. Now let's add those 6s up. 6 plus 6 equal what? 12. 1 plus 2 equal what? 3. They go to 3 right there. And when we put it together, what do we get? The 3-6 murder by numbers. You can go look at almost all the videos I do on this, and we gonna see the what? 3-6 come up. And Sister said that ain't no coincidence. They doing things by the 3-6 murder by numbers. Said I'm showing you how they do it. And don't be surprised, my people, when they take Bill Cosby up out of here real soon. And don't be surprised if they try to bring another TV sitcom that's similar to the Cosby Show. But this was most definitely a sacrifice. Most definitely a sacrifice. And that says to say this, the people he trusted, some of the ones you think wasn't even in on it, was definitely the one who sold him, was the ones who sold him out. Period. And she will be back.
That's my girl, Fame versus Sacrifice. That is my girl. And Miss Lowdown is doing real good with them gematria. I'm waiting for her thing to come up. I'm gonna have to go there because she baked it down with the gematria with the numbers. I might just have to go backwards. You know what? That's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go backwards so we can keep this moving. La 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 la. Yep, they took him on up out of here. And I believe his wife was in on it. Yes, I do. Because why wasn't she there? Y'all got to check out them other two videos. Let me see. Let me see what we got. Okay, his mom speak out. Here it is.
Malcolm Jamal Warner, the man we all knew and loved as Theo Huxtable, was gone.
This is CB
just
News.
54 years old. The news came like a thunderbolt, loud, unexpected, and deeply painful. Fans across the world were still struggling to accept it when his mother stepped forward and revealed something that would make everyone stop and listen. Through tears, she spoke softly. "He hides it even from me." And just like that, a new layer of heartbreak unfolded. This wasn't just about losing a star. This was something deeper, something much more haunting. You won't believe how quickly the story changed. At first, it was reported as a tragic accident, a simple drowning. But let me tell you, there was nothing simple about this. Malcolm had been found in the pool of a friend's home in Laurel Canyon, Los Angeles, a place known for its peace, not for tragedy. He had gone there for a casual visit, maybe just to relax, but within hours, he was gone. According to reports,
Well, she
sometime
sure
between 2
got
and
that
4 p.m.,
wrong.
he went swimming. Minutes later, he wasn't swimming. He was just standing out there, way out, alone. Then he went under. That wasn't normal. It didn't feel like a simple swim gone wrong. It felt like something else, something much more painful. Online forums, and social media. Experts started speaking up too. Therapists and psychologists pointed out that Malcolm's final weeks carried all the marks of a person in emotional crisis: withdrawal, deep reflection, a sense of finality in his words. One said, "When someone says, 'I just hope they knew I tried,' it's a sign they were battling something the world couldn't see." But the mystery deepened when his final movements were uncovered. Just an hour before his drowning, he had been spotted laughing, chatting, even hugging a fan. He looked peaceful, calm, as if something heavy had been lifted off his shoulders. That calmness is what scared people the most. It didn't feel like relief, it felt like a goodbye. Witnesses described him as serene, not troubled. But that kind of peace sometimes only comes when a person has made up their mind. And this is where the pain takes a darker turn. His mother confirmed he left behind a handwritten journal entry beside his bed. No full letter, no clear message, just thoughts. Scattered, emotional, honest. That same line again. "I hope I'm remembered for more than Theo." And suddenly people realized Malcolm had carried the weight of his legacy like a burden. He had tried for years to break free from Theo Huxtable. to show the world that he was more than a role, more than a childhood memory, more than just a face from the past. As the days passed, the conversation around Malcolm's death took another sharp and emotional turn. People began revisiting his career, not just the moments that made him famous, but also the ones that made him invisible. After The Cosby Show ended in 1992, Malcolm faced a struggle that most fans never knew about. He had become a household name as Theo Huxtable, but that success came with a hidden curse. Casting directors, producers, even audiences couldn't see beyond the lovable teenage son. To them, he was Theo forever. And that became the very thing that locked him out of new opportunities. In a 2017 interview, he had admitted, being Theo was a blessing, but it also became a cage. People didn't see me, they saw what they wanted to remember. That's true. Behind closed doors, Malcolm battled his demons quietly. He didn't post long rants or dramatic videos. He simply faded into silence when the weight became too much. And that's the part fans are struggling with the most, because he always seemed so composed, so grounded. But now, in the rearview mirror, the signs are everywhere. The cryptic captions, the tired eyes in his final interviews, the poetry that spoke of isolation, identity, and quiet suffering. Destiny took another unexpected turn when his family discovered that Malcolm had been writing in a journal almost every night. Not long entries, just short reflections, bits of poetry, thoughts that didn't seem important at the time. But after his passing, they became a window into his soul. In one entry, dated just 5 days before the drowning, he wrote, "I don't know what more I can give. Maybe I was enough, maybe I wasn't, but I gave all I had." That sentence tore through social media like wildfire. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't loud. Malcolm was like a son to me, on and off screen. I'm deeply saddened by his passing. Many were surprised. Some believed Cosby used this moment to reconnect with a legacy he had been cut off from. Others felt it was genuine. But either way, it showed how deeply Malcolm had impacted those around him. Then came Felicia Rashad, America's TV mom. She posted a heartbreaking message on Instagram. Malcolm was love, light, and laughter. My heart is shattered. This doesn't feel real. She shared photos from behind the scenes, Malcolm laughing, hugging crew members, and joking with castmates. She canceled all upcoming appearances and asked for time to grieve privately. Her silence after that post said more than any words could. But the most emotional response came from Tempest Bledsoe, who played Vanessa. She went live on Instagram and couldn't hold back the tears. Her voice cracked as she said, "He was my brother. He protected us all, even when no one asked him to." She spoke about the years after the show ended, how Malcolm still checked on everyone, still gave advice, still showed up for his TV family. She cried through her words. He never stopped being Theo, and we never stopped loving him. Just 2 days. Wow. I know I had some for 8:15. Hold on. I'm just trying to get through a lot of this information so we can close the chapter on Malcolm Jamal Warner. Lord, God got to come on and destroy Hollywood, which he is exposing. Oh, so maybe that was 15, because that's 16. Let me see. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, that had to be 15. Okay. I'm so sick of this dog. I swear to God, I'll be glad when she get over this being in heat. I know it must be miserable, but my God, I'm so sick of this whining. I don't know what to do. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? The words that's coming out my mouth. Okay, so we done with that. 8:12. Oh, shit, I didn't want to do that. Mm-mm-mm. Do y'all want a dog? Cause y'all sure can't come and get it. Or I can drop her off to you. All right, I don't see that. So let me go down to 10. Go down to 10. Might be in this other phone, but I'm not. Yeah, I don't see that. It must be in this phone that I'm on, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna delete it. Oh shit. Just hold up, wait a minute, let me find it. This is unreal. Everything in the other phone. Okay, here we go.
Hollywood famous people, former castmates, longtime friends, and devoted fans had come together to pay their final respects to Malcolm Jamal Warner, a man who had grown up in front of the world's eyes and stayed respected through it all. But nobody was ready when an old shaking figure walked slowly to the speaking area. Bill Cosby. Helped by two assistants, one on each arm, Cosby stood in front of the coffin of the man he once called my TV son and looked out over the mourners with eyes full of tears. Despite everything that had happened over the years, the trials, the convictions, the controversies, Cosby had come back for one reason, to speak about Malcolm. His voice cracked as he began. I knew this young man before he had his first beard. Before the world called him a star, I called him my boy. Not my real son, but something more. A son of spirit. Gasps went through the room as Cosby opened up. Not just about their friendship on set, but the private talks, the jokes between scenes, the times he watched Malcolm cry over rejection, heartbreak, and Hollywood's pressure. He went on to say, this business can eat you alive, and yet he stood tall. He walked through fire and never let the smoke touch his soul. But it wasn't just love and memories Cosby brought to the funeral. His speech suddenly took a shocking, darker turn, one nobody expected at such a sad moment. With a serious look, Cosby said, and yet there were people around him who didn't protect him. There were whispers, dangers, pressures.
Wow.
Not because he was careless, but because others were. The room fell completely silent. People began looking at each other nervously. Had Cosby just hinted that Malcolm's death wasn't an accident? That something or someone helped cause it? Even Felicia Rashad, sitting in the front row, reportedly dropped her head and closed her eyes tightly as if to get ready for what came next. And then Cosby ended with one final line. Theo, wherever you are now, forgive us. We couldn't save you. Tears flowed freely. Even the most calm people in the room, actors, executives, pastors, were seen wiping their eyes. But beyond the sadness, a deeper feeling stayed. Suspicion. Something about Malcolm's death wasn't sitting right.
He said, Theo, wherever you are now, forgive us because we couldn't save you. That says a lot. Because some people saying it was Felicia Rashad sacrifice. Some saying it's Bill. I personally think it's Bill Cosby. That's my opinion. Because he did, based on what happened to his own son. And this is what this next video is saying, Celeb Court.
Until they saw the footage. Bill Cosby, the man once called America's dad, handcuffed, head down, being led away by U.S. Marshals. But this wasn't about the scandals you've heard before. This time, it was about murder. The murder of Malcolm Jamal Warner. Malcolm wasn't just a beloved TV star. He was the heart of a generation. The smile that made families feel safe. The voice that made us believe in better days. But behind that smile, there was fear. In his final months, friends say he barely slept. He told them someone was following him, that he was being watched. Over and over, he whispered the same chilling words. If anything happens to me, don't let them lie about it. For years, we were told it was a drowning, an accident. But tonight, the truth rips through that lie like glass shattering on concrete. Prosecutors claim Malcolm was silenced because he was days away from releasing a bombshell documentary, one that would expose dangerous secrets about some of the most powerful names in Hollywood, including Bill Cosby himself. Sources say the night before Malcolm died, his phone mysteriously went offline. His home security system was disabled, and key files from his laptop vanished without a trace. Hours later, he was gone. Now, as Cosby sits in a holding cell, the world is asking, was Malcolm's death the price of telling the truth? Or was it the result of a conspiracy so deep, even the courtroom might not survive it? What you're about to hear will break your heart and change everything you thought you knew. The streets were quiet that morning, but the news wasn't. It hit like a lightning strike. Bill Cosby, arrested and charged in connection to the murder of Malcolm Jamal Warner.
That ain't even happened. So this is all a lie. How do y'all do this clickbait like that? Ain't nobody been charged. None of that. Because they ruled it as an accident. Ain't nobody, so I'm about to, ain't nobody going to be charged. I can't stand these clickbait stuff. That's a damn shame. But I do think he was Bill Cosby sacrifice. I sure do. Because based on what happened to his son, I believe he did his own son. And if you can do your own son, you can do anybody. All right, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Give me a minute. Looking, 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 looking. Oh, I just played this video so I can get rid of that. Let me get rid of this. Get that up out of there. I just played that fame versus sacrifice. Okay, let's go to the third. Let me see. I want to get to Miss Lowdown. I might have to go because she broke them numbers down out cold. For real, for real. Shut up. Y'all want a dog? All right, here we go. Let me get to August 2nd. Oh shit, I might as well start here from the third. Yep, might as well start here. Hold on. Yep, we're gonna start here since I'm here. Oh shit. Okay, let me go back. 3 more videos and we done with that. Okay, here we go. Now let me find it. I'm on the right date. Okay, I don't see that. So we got the second and the third. I might have to go to her damn page. Okay, here we go.
Wife allegedly has broken her silence, and what she's
This
revealed
is Miss
has
T.
everybody shook. After years of whispers, cover-ups, and unanswered questions, she's stepping forward with the identity of the person she believes is
This is Miss
responsible
T.
for Malcolm's death. Let's be clear, this isn't some vague statement or a cryptic clue. She's naming names, exposing details, and pulling back a curtain on a story that's been buried for far too long. But this is where it gets messy. She's claiming that before his passing, Malcolm was bombarded with anonymous threats, warning her to back down, and that he was being followed and watched. Looks like someone powerful is clearly trying to keep this truth from seeing the light of day, and they're not playing fair. So now the real question is, why? Why now? And who benefits from keeping Malcolm's death a mystery? Y'all, the deeper we've gone, the uglier it gets, and from the way that his wife is speaking, it's just getting started. So grab your receipts, because this isn't just a grieving widow speaking out. This is a woman on a mission to take down whoever's responsible, no matter how high up the chain it goes. Y'all, from the way that Malcolm's wife allegedly exploded, it's looking like she's coming for blood, because in her words, Malcolm didn't drown. She's finally ready to expose exactly who did it. She's not holding back, not mincing words, and not letting his killers walk free. Now, forget what the media told you. She's calling it a full-blown cover-up, and what she knows now could flip everything upside down. Names, threats, motives, she's laying it all out, and the way she's talking, somebody out there was about to get exposed. But what makes her statement hit even harder is knowing how fiercely Malcolm protected his family while he was alive. He never shared their faces and never revealed their names, and he made it a priority to keep his wife and daughter out of the spotlight and away from public scrutiny. And now, even in her grief, his wife is honoring that. She's staying anonymous, but she's not staying quiet, because despite keeping her identity hidden, she's allegedly still coming forward with everything she knows. And the way she's doing it is controlled, calculated, and fearless. She's making sure that Malcolm's voice is heard, even if she never shows her face. The first thing she did was shut down the drowning story, because in her words, there's no way Malcolm died in that water. According to her, he was already gone before he ever hit the ocean, which is why he couldn't fight to save himself when that rip current hit. It's claimed that Malcolm was a strong swimmer, like really strong. He knew how to handle those rip currents. This wasn't some freak accident where he panicked or didn't know what to do. And the part that really didn't sit right was that there were bystanders trying to help, and even then he didn't respond. That's when it looks like something was seriously wrong. There's claims that an autopsy was done shortly after Malcolm's death and found.
Right. They threw him in the water. They threw him in the water. They did. Because the autopsy said he did not pass in that water. Hold on a second, y'all. I'm trying to get this together.
Water in his lungs. And if that's true,
no water in his lungs.
Because if there's no water in the lungs, that means he couldn't have drowned. At least not in the way that the media's been pushing it. So now the question becomes, what really happened before he hit that water? Well, it looks like his wife might be claiming he'd been poisoned with an untraceable poison, and that he was pushed into the water as a way to hide the evidence of the crime. Well, why on earth would anybody want to take Malcolm Jamal Warner out? I mean, he was calm, low-key, and completely unproblematic to most. He kept to himself, stayed out of drama, and somehow managed to show up in the spotlight without getting caught up in scandal. That all made him rare in Hollywood. So why would anybody want to see him as a threat? It looks like his wife might be saying that Malcolm had started speaking out, and not just casually. She claims he was getting more vocal behind the scenes, calling out some very powerful people. And apparently, they didn't take that lightly. See, Malcolm was starting to make waves because his podcast, Not All Hood, was hitting a nerve. He was calling out the industry's hypocrisy, exposing the quiet struggles Black actors face, and pulling back the curtain on how things really work in Hollywood. It wasn't sugarcoated or watered down, and the more honest he got, the more uncomfortable it made certain people. And in one particular episode that I'm going to play, Malcolm doesn't just talk, he was naming some patterns, challenging power, and waking people up. And that kind of truth-telling usually comes with consequences.
You know, the reason for the title is combating the narrative of Black life, Black culture that the media focuses on. And, you know,
that we're all one thing.
Yeah, and the whole concept concept is, we're not all hood. The black community is not a monolith.
Well, Malcolm also wasn't afraid to ask the uncomfortable questions out loud. Like when the Cosby Show got right from TV the moment Bill Cosby was convicted. Meanwhile, movies by people like Woody Allen and Roman Polanski are still airing like nothing ever happened. He openly called out the double standard. When it's a black man, the whole legacy gets torched. When it's a white man, then suddenly everybody wants to separate the art from the artist. And that right there, that kind of honesty, made him a problem for people who benefit from silence. But that's not all, because Malcolm also said that the powerful white execs in Hollywood were stirring up chaos in the black community on purpose. According to him, they were the ones encouraging drama and pitting successful black men against each other for the entertainment and profit. Just last year, he called out the entire Kendrick versus Drake feud, saying it wasn't just rap beef, it was calculated and it was bad for the culture. He said it glorified violence, ego, and division, all while powerful people sat back and cashed the checks. It's also noticed that Malcolm was sending a very subtle but powerful message in his final podcast episode. He spoke about how the media has a pattern of stripping black men of their humanity, how they're constantly boxed in, labeled, and pushed to the edge simply for existing. But the part that really raised eyebrows was when he hinted that he was getting ready to expose all of it. Looking back, a lot of people felt like he was trying to warn us, and maybe even knew that his time was running out. This is what he said.
Black community is not a monolith. There's so many levels and lanes to the black community, and we wanted to have a space where we could acknowledge, discuss all of those lanes, because they're so varied in terms of our perspectives and our opinions and our ways of life. And we wanted to be able to have a place where we can talk about all of those things, discuss all of those things, and shed light on the not all hood aspect of who we are.
But y'all, allegedly, his wife says that there's too many things that just don't add up. And that's exactly why she might be convinced that Malcolm's death was no accident. So let's talk about the rescue. It supposedly happened on a public beach in broad daylight and bystanders around. But somehow not a single photo or video has surfaced from that moment. And in a time where people pull out their phones for everything, that's more than a little suspicious. But what makes this even more unsettling is what came out next. A short clip has resurfaced recently that allegedly shows Malcolm walking alone on the beach shortly before everything happened. No one knows who filmed it or why it never made the news before. It's almost like somebody was watching him, and now people are starting to question if he was being followed.
Now we finally have an update on the drowning death of Malcolm Jamal Warner. Now, according to ABC 7, they stated that Malcolm Jamal Warner had drowned while he was on vacation in Costa Rica. And the article.
So we know all that is a lie. What was you gonna tell, Malcolm? What was you gonna tell? I'm gonna have to go to Miss Lowdown page because she break down them numbers. Let me see, what is this one?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shabi Zane, and I'm going to bring an updated message concerning Malcolm Jamal Warner and his untimely death. Today, I want to tap in and see what is the current energy of the wife, because it may be too obvious. People are watching her. People are,
watching his wife.
For her, looking for evidence of foul play. Everybody is talking. Everybody is looking in her direction, okay? It's not just coming through the readings energetically that she could have very well played a very vital role in Malcolm Jamal's death. Now, obviously, this is for entertainment purposes only. Nothing that's spoken here is proven, okay? But there's a breakup. And she knows that people are onto her, okay? Their spidey senses are saying something ain't right. So it looks like, what is she up to? Let's see. Nothingness. Death, meaningless, eraser, forgetfulness. She's getting ready to wither away into nothingness. Life is about to look very, very different for her. I have firm, wide awake, clean, decisive.
I believe that.
So it looks like she's setting some firm boundaries here with someone. It's directly connected to the sacrifice. I'm going to pull from my IC Tarot deck. Of course, you can get this off my website. My website for readings and to order my products.
Let me subscribe to her.
Description box, okay. Finessed her into thinking that they wanted something more, but they really didn't. She might have went to a reader and this reader told her, this person don't even want you. They don't want to commit to you. The Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. It was all about money. Eight of Wands. Look at that. The Lovers is right behind that. That's from a different deck, but it's here. Eight of Wands and the Lovers. I feel like she also found out this person that she broke up with is also connected. They got a lot of options. Seven of Cups. They got multiple options in love. She wasn't the only one. The Wheel of Fortune. So now things are changing pretty drastically here for this woman. What deck do I want to use here? Yeah, I think so. So I'm going to dive deeper into the sacrifice card because things are not going as smoothly as she hoped. She had a lot of fantasies, like a lot of illusions that she created in her mind about how this is going to be a breeze. And I really think she thought she was going to run off into the sunset with somebody. But she quickly found out this person was only about the money. And they have all types of options outside of her.
Wow.
And they never planned on settling down or committing. Now she's feeling alone. Now she's feeling empty. Now she's feeling like nothing. Now she's dealing with a lot of regret. She's being haunted. They're now receiving judgment. See, that's what I'm telling you. They're now being judged for what they did. This is clarifying sacrifice. They're now receiving judgment.
Wow.
These can't escape judgment. Just because these so-called 3D judges have not taken on the case to call judgment against these beings, it does not mean that they can avoid being judged. The higher courts, the spiritual courts, handle these fools.
Facts.
To the point where they're going to wish that they could stand before a judge in a courtroom here in a 3D realm. This is a totally different type of judgment.
Let me find her. I'm about to subscribe to
They
her.
are now receiving judgment. Let's clarify that. Everybody involved in the sacrifice. Everybody involved. Not just her. All of them are being judged. Multiple enemies involved. All of them are being judged. They will wish that they went to jail. They're going to wish that they were sentenced to life in prison because they will be imprisoned in their own minds.
Come on.
These beings are going to go through illness.
Come on.
Long death. Painful illness. Many of them are going to deal with mental illness and trapped in their own minds. Many of them are being spiritually attacked every night. That's why she's seeking advice from a spiritual, a high priestess here. Multiple people are involved and all of them are being judged.
Come on.
They get nothing.
Come on, God.
They get nothing?
Come on, God.
Wait, did it fall through like that? They get nothing?
Come on, God.
Damn. They lose it all? So hold on. Somebody finesse them. They get nothing?
Come on, God.
Let me see something here. Divine power. See, wow. This is divine power kicking in right here. They get nothing, all of that, and they're taking losses. Damn.
Come on, God.
Somebody feels stupid. I need to clarify that. They get nothing. All of them are being judged. Every last one of his enemies that sacrificed him are being judged through divine power. The Most High Mother and Father ain't playing with these fools.
Come on.
Can't get away with sacrificing a chosen nowadays and think that you're just gonna run off into the sunset. This ain't the age of Pisces, it's the age of Aquarius.
Come on.
Message. Somebody got a letter. They got some sort of message. What was this message? Let me see. Journey.
Oh, she's good.
Adjudication. You know what I'm feeling like? Malcolm might have traveled and had his funds transferred somewhere outside of their region to the point where they don't even have access. Like, it's some sort of documents or paperwork that they would have to have, like, some sort of permission or some sort of, he would have had to sign off on something to give them access here. Something happened where he traveled. He took everything with him. They got a notice saying that they're not going to get anything. Legally, they can't get access to his money.
Come on, God.
Poverty. Oh, Malcolm Jamal from the spiritual realm, he's laughing at these fools. He's like, you dummies. You did all of that just to damn yourselves to hell, just to damn yourselves to a life of poverty, grief, nothingness. You get nothing.
Wow.
But judgment. Like, wow. So that's why she broke up with this person, because they're not running off into the sunset like they thought they were going to. Oh, they're in for a rude awakening with this information that they've received, whether it was a phone call, a letter, an email, something let them know, no, honey, it ain't what you thought, okay? It ain't what you thought. You're not going to get what you thought you was going to get. Oh, that's just too bad. That's why you shouldn't be a fool.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
That's why you shouldn't be so wicked out here doing sacrifices, thinking that that's getting ready to enhance your clout, your power, your wealth. And now they're stuck in poverty. Oh, now they're shifting their perspective. Yeah.
I bet you are.
Yeah, now they're getting a new perspective. I told you, Malcolm Jamal is laughing at these fools. It's a comical situation for Malcolm Jamal now, okay? Because they got tricked.
Wow.
They literally tricked themselves into a doggone ditch. All of them. Oh my goodness. Sabotage their own damn plan. That's crazy. I'm glad to hear it.
Me too.
I'm glad to hear it.
Me too.
Because this type of foolery has to come to an end. Okay? And as long as people continue to benefit and they get to live this high life, you know, this life of luxury and wealth off of the sacrifice of someone who had a good heart, these beings, they continue in the foolery.
Yeah.
But see, the Most High said no more.
Come on, God.
The most spiritual team said, hell no. You will not live off of his inheritance. You will not take everything that he worked hard for with integrity and run off with it as if it all belonged to you. No, they are damned to poverty. Poverty. They'll be roaming the streets with nowhere to go. So, of course, they're going to want to hide their faces and tuck their tails because they're ashamed. They look foolish. And so all of these little, connections they had behind the scenes, whatever she had going on, they can't even look at each other without wanting to, scratch one another's eyes out because they recognize that they made a really foolish decision and their judgment is upon them.
Come on, God.
Look at that. 7 of Wands in the reverse. They have no protection. No protection. 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. The whole team is cracked up. They can't even work together. There's no collaboration. Everybody is working against one another. They're all like trying to go into their own separate ways because they're all trying to run from their karma, run from their judgment. Look at that. 5 of Wands in the reverse. They ain't got no fight in this game.
Wow, create confusion in the camp of my enemies. Confusion.
Nothing. They're all working up against each other now. Look at that. Because they all told lies. I feel like they're even gossiping about one another. Look at their grieving. Goodness gracious. This is just crazy. King of Wands in the reverse. I'm telling you, Malcolm is speaking from his grave. He's like, look, I just heard I trusted you. He trusted some of these people, but now he sees the truth now. He trusted a lot of these damn people. The world is here. That cycle is over. It's over. Yeah. Lots of gossip, lots of lies. Let me see. 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. I mean, it's like the money is just falling out of their hands. They have nothing. They've lost everything. Everything that they thought they was going to get. Like the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse is the loss of
everything. That's what they get. Let me see. What does Malcolm Jamal want us to know right now? What does he want us to know? Because he has so many people here rooting for him. So many ancestors that's also rooting for him in the spiritual realm. Angels. Like, what does Malcolm Jamal want us to know right now? Greed. Yeah, that's all it was. It was all about greed. He recognizes it. He sees it very, very clearly. Obsession, cruelty, stupidity. He's like, these fools are dumb as hell. This is what they did, and now they wither away to nothingness. They got their little crown of thorns. It ain't the crown they thought they was going to get. Oh, they've been crowned all right. Crowned with death. And they are about to wither away to nothingness, all because of their greed. What does Malcolm Jamal want us to know right now? Yep. He definitely has a smile on his face. He's so happy. I feel that the truth has come forward. And I do want to tap in and see what's going on with his daughter as well. Let me see. So this says independent, free, lead. He's free. So that's what he's saying. He's free. What does Malcolm Jamal want us to know right now? Wisdom. Yeah, he's gained a lot of wisdom here. Foresight, transcendence. He sees things so clearly now. Uninvited guest.
Oh.
Damn. They're being haunted. Like, he is literally showing up. And I mean, they can't even sleep at night. He's haunting them. Like, not saying that he's in this realm where he's stuck. He's just showing up and letting them know it ain't what you thought it was. So they're... Yeah. He's definitely showing up and showing out. That's what I'm getting here. That's what I'm getting. Basement. Storage, imprisonment. And let me see, what about basement? What about basement?
This is a great way to end this video.
Because I remember affairs, third party, and then collection. Remember this card came out, the basement, about the child. That there's a child in the basement in a forested area. Collection. It could be... I feel like there's a lot of evidence, though, of an affair in the basement of his home or the home of his wife. I don't know if they were staying together when he got ready, when he transitioned. But there's a lot of information that's been collected that's in the basement here. Lots of evidence of this affair and the information about this person. I have drinks. Somebody could be a alcoholic here. See, look for. See, I'm telling you, there's a lot of information somewhere in the home. And if someone had access to his house, they will find the truth here. It could be information that he collected over time.
Come on, God.
And stored away in his home here. So if someone was to investigate this case and really look for the evidence, they may find it somewhere like in an attic area, but in the basement though. Somewhere in the ceiling in a basement. Let me see what Malcolm Jamal wants to tell us about his daughter right now. What does he want to say about his daughter? He said, no, something is being blocked. He's not playing about his daughter. Something is being blocked here. Let's see. Cool down, calm. Okay, cool down, calm. Independent. Rose. What I'm picking up is it could very well be that his wife has decided to, because everybody has broken up. They've split off from one another. They're all going in different directions. Because the type of judgment that's coming down on them, they're having a hard time even understanding why things are cracking up the way that they are. So his daughter could very well, now she could be with, it could be the mother right now. Divine timing. I feel like the daughter is going to be okay. That's what I feel like. Over time, as she grows, she's going to go off independently. She's going to see. I feel like the daughter is going to be okay. I feel like she's either going to separate herself from her mother here. Yeah. Affairs is in the reverse. Bonfire is here. Safe haven. Yeah. He's going to make sure that she gets somewhere safe. Whatever that means. Okay. But
to his mother. To his mother.
Wisdom is in the reverse. Divine intervention. Yeah, because she doesn't know any better right now. But there's going to be divine intervention that comes through. That's going to be the catalyst to send her in a totally different direction as she gets older. From what I understand, you all said she's 8 years old. So it's a matter of a few years, before she's old enough to really understand the truth about the people that she had around her. But she's going to be very independent-minded here. I feel like the daughter is going to be okay. Yeah, she may travel and go far away from her mother and a lot of the people that she was surrounded by, the mother's family.
She good. This is
she's getting away from these snakes.
Chavez
Start to realize that
Zane. She is good.
So it's a matter of timing. And I'm really picking up that she's going to be a voice. Like, it's something about communication. As she gets older, when she's old enough, she's going to come forward. And she's going to start speaking about certain things. Like, he's going to guide her and provide her with a lot of wisdom. He's going to activate a lot of things within her. It's almost like she's picking up where he left off, is what I'm picking up here.
Wow.
Let me get some more cards here for the daughter's energy right now.
Wow, she good. Like, share, subscribe. You know what? I got one more. Let me see. If I need it. Danye! I'm about to get dressed. We got to be there at 4:15. I'm not even gonna play Miss Lowdown. Miss Lowdown on her channel, she breaks down the gematria numbers. She is good. I'm gonna keep that because I might go back to Skilla Baby. Mm. All right, let me go here. What else I got? August 9th. It's the last thing. Hold on, let me see what this is. So his mom broke her silence. His mission on earth had been completed, she said. She said, in the weeks, months ahead, we'll be sharing updates on the work being done in his memory. Thank you for being here and staying connected. He was a kind, loving man with a huge heart for humanity. He wanted all to be aware of their inner strength and that could succeed, accomplish, and transform. This was his latest mission and work transformation in order for you to be fully present in your life. He was not only my son, but also my teacher, coach, confidant, business partner, and best friend. He was the son that his father was immensely proud of and loved fiercely and unconditionally. He was in love with magic of being an actor, always studying and honing his craft. Though he began his musical journey a little later in life at 26, he excelled as a bassist and formed his own band, Miles Long. He released two Grammy nominations and one Grammy Award at 8 years old. After his first stage performance, he declared that being on stage was what he wanted to do for the rest of his life. It became a self prophecy. For those of you who are at loss, pain by the suddenness of his departure, ache for his presence, or just to hear his voice one more time, he did not suffer. Malcolm was birthed through the water and transitioned through water. Come on. This was his time. His mission on earth had been completed. Wow. All right, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, hit that like button, please.